Okay, time for BP4. So we're looking at while loops. I'm going to repeat number 2 from above forever. So we'll look at number 2, and we'll actually pull open BP2. And so this was saved with this, and let's get rid of this while. So let's save this. So here's BP2. We want to do a save as. And let's say this is BP4. And we want to do this forever. So turn the motor on for 2, off for 2, reverse for 2, and then back off. So this is kind of our task description of what we want to accomplish. Here's our pseudocode kind of broken down. And here's our code. So that worked for BP2. Now we want to do this forever. Well, we use a control structure called a while. So control structures, and then you can drag in this while. And this kind of gives us everything we need to know. And if you rub over this, while it doesn't give you anything here, you can actually go to the help files and look up how to use a while loop. But essentially, whenever this condition is true, it runs what's in the body. And when it gets done with the body, it comes to here, and then it goes back to the condition and rechecks it. So it allows us to continue checking that condition. And as long as the condition is true, it will run the body and keep running the body. When the condition is false, it then skips out of the while loop and then continues on in your code. So if this is what we're trying to loop, this is going to be our body. So I'm going to delete this, and I'm going to move this in place. So I can just highlight it, and I can drag it into the while. So now it is in our loop. And if I hit fix formatting, it kind of does my indentation the way it needs to be done. So now we have to figure out what condition do we need to have in order to get this to repeat forever. And it's pretty simple. We put a condition in here that is always true. So you could just type the word true, because true is true, and it will always work. You could also put in something like 1 equal 1. Now equal in programming is a comparison. So we're comparing 1 to 1. So we're essentially asking a question, is 1 equivalent to 1? And the answer to that is true. And it's always true. If you put something like 1 equal 0, then the answer to that is false, and it's always false. We could also put comparators in there, that 1 is greater than 0, and that would work, and that's always true. We could also put things like sensor value of the bump switch equal 1 or 0. And this would then, it would ping, sensor value is a function that will ping the bump switch port and return a value, either a 1 or 0, since the bump switch is digital. So it pings, in my case, digital 2. And right now, since the bump switch is not pressed, it would return a value right here of 0. So it essentially puts a 0 in that place. And then it compares 0 to 0, and that's true, so it would do this. If the bump switch were pressed, it would return a 1. And now this is false, so it would kick out of that loop. So we can do things like that with sensors. But right now we want to go forever. So the standard is to either put 1 equal 1, true, or just 1. And I'm a fan of just 1. Just do a while 1. But again, a lot of programmers will put 1 equal 1. That's fine as well. Or while true. I like less keystrokes, so I'm going to go with this. We'll go ahead and save that, and I'm going to download that to my robot. And I'm going to start. So you can see that this is going to continue to loop forever. Now, the one thing that you might want to notice is this green arrow. This green arrow is referring to what line of code it's going to do next. So it's already done the start motor and the wait, and it's currently sitting in that wait, and it's waiting to do this command after 2 seconds. Same thing here. So you'll notice that it stops after each of the waits because it's waiting to initiate this command. So it's basically sitting right here waiting to do that. And this is going to go forever. And that's essentially what we wanted it to do. So we want that to continue forever. And that is BP4.